Okay, welcome back, everybody. I know it's been a couple days, but that's life. Sometimes things get in the way. So we are back with Quantum Break. Let's see. We went through the first act, in which we, as Jack Joyce, met up with Paul Serene to initiate his time machine a little bit early, and of course things went to shit. And as time travel usually does, and after Paul Serene had to run through the back through the time machine into places unknown, we were attacked by Monarch Industries, Monarch whatever the name is, the bad guys, the evil company. And we have been running away. We were captured. Our brother was seemingly killed by an evil Paul Serene. And during the TV episode, we were introduced to various characters who won't be coming up in the game all that much, but will be popping up in memos and in future installments of the TV episodes. So, with that, let's continue on into Act 2, Part 1.
Let's talk about the dry dock incident. Monarch operatives transported you from the university to the Ground Zero operation at the shipyard.
Still upset about that, huh?
You were secured, unconscious.
Will?
Liam Burke went to retrieve you, and you were gone. How?
Sleepwalking.
Step away! Right now! You've 3 seconds till I pull,
Had better reflexes.
and you're a marksman.
Awfully convenient to have a stutter right now.
We know Beth Wilder assisted you in some manner.
Then I'm guessing you know the rest.
No, because everybody who saw what you did next is now dead.
Oh, okay. Or I guess the game could just immediately crash. That's awesome. Cool. Cool. Great way to start the stream after 2 days. Okay, what happens if I just skip the movie? Monarch Solutions, that's the name. Monarch Solutions, not Industries.
Let's talk about the dry dock.
I didn't have a clue where
Okay.
I was or why. Never questioned it because it didn't feel real. Still waiting to wake up.
Chronon sources. Use time vision when its associated power icon is flashing to locate Chronon sources. And these are basically your XP upgrades with fancy names. Collecting Chronon sources allows Jack to upgrade his powers. Press menu to do that. Okay, so focus time. Yeah, that I want that one. Okay, but I need 6 points. Actually, I'm pretty sure in addition to needing 6 points, I actually need to buy these first. Yeah, purchase increased focus to unlock. Purchase maximum focus to unlock. That's nice. Because they wouldn't want you to have anything cool too early, would they?
Beth Wilder risked blowing her cover to rescue you. Sounds like you didn't exactly return the favor.
No. I didn't.
Cold shit.
Thanks for the gun, asshole.
I would like to exit the warehouse now, thank you.
The old industrial area. Why am I here?
Whoa. How could they know?
Only way forward. Huh. Well, that's weird.
Some time triggers allow Jack to manipulate the timeline. So what that means is we are going to reverse time for this specific object so we can move it. Oops. And I missed. I actually missed the
Okay,
time stop
doesn't
thing.
last.
Oops.
Noted. When the fracture broke time, some objects became unstable. With my new abilities, I could manipulate their timelines, rewind them.
Sorry, I was playing Hitman yesterday, so now I gotta relearn all the controls.
Still no word from Burke on Jack Joyce's position.
Very well. Ready a chopper for me at the dry dock. I'm heading to the island.
Roger. We'll have the chopper.
Seeing Paul's face on that screen, it was some kind of sick reminder. I couldn't escape what had happened, what he did. I needed to know why, but part of me wanted to put a fucking bullet in his head before he could open his mouth.
Want us to send additional teams to search for Joyce?
Negative. Focus efforts in our PR campaign. Amy Ferrero's confession goes live in a matter of minutes.
What about Jack Joyce?
Once that confession hits the air, the whole city will be looking for him. He'll have nowhere to turn. He'll come to me tonight.
At the gala? You're sure?
Positive.
That chart was the first sign. Monarch had built an entire PR campaign to protect their reputation.
Alright, Amy Ferrero, confession video, admission of guilt, sympathetic protest, takes the blame for library incident, blame shifted to protesters, build up protest leader with criminal background, Jack Joyce, keywords, terrorist activity, lost control, dangerous criminal, news leak, confession to media, push emphasis on protest to focus questions, Monarch stop terrorist attack, fear tactics, build witch hunt, public focus on searching for Jack Joyce, terrorist or threat containment team leader Liam Burke, find Jack Joyce, Joyce transport last seen entering ground zero, perimeter never arrived at rendezvous, missing, insider suspected, someone is helping Jack Joyce, find and terminate, long-term strategy team leader Martin Hatch, security officer, Monarch Island annual gala, send invitations to all lifeboat participants, Paul Serene speech at 8:30, reveal CFR to reassure investors, Lifeboat Protocol Test, December 9th, details classified. Chronon Tech Phase 3 rollout, invite lifeboat participants. Dr. Sophia Amaral Tech Demonstration, new Juggernaut planning. Chronon Harness, civilian prototype. Weapons demonstration, invite lifeboat participants. First weapons test on Chronon saturated individual Dr. Kim lab. Have specimen ready. Lots of future events going on there. Hey, Jarheads. Just got word from Martin Hatch. Apparently, our almighty overlord, JK, Paul Serene, has given the green light to our PR proposal. We're implementing a broad PR strategy to deal with the public reaction to the university operation. That means you will all be working with me directly for the next several hours, whether you like it or not. That's directed at you, Dave. First up, news broadcast. We skimmed through the list of witnesses pulled from the university and marked the best candidate to deliver a false confession, Amy Ferrero. Perfect mix of hot and sad puppy. Media will eat her up. Green screen and recording equipment are being prepped as we speak. Time is of the essence. I need that video shot and delivered to me within the next half hour in order to get it on to the media in time. So get her ready for 15 minutes of fame. We're going to be pinning all this on Jack Joyce, that wacky little domestic terrorist rascal. Somebody needs to take the fall, right? The device that Monarch stole from the university, but Charlie isn't allowed to know any further details about due to his security clearance, has been airlifted to the Ground Zero operation. I'm arranging covert transport to its final destination at Monarch Tower. I'll be your eye in the sky monitoring traffic to make sure the route is clear. Also, I want my security clearance upgraded once this shit calms down. Level 4? Bullshit. I'm still searching for Jack Joyce. Transport disappeared after entering the Ground Zero perimeter. Digging through our hundreds of camera feeds to see if anything comes up. Even if we can't locate him ourselves, it's not like Joyce can go anywhere without somebody spotting him once Ferrero does her thing. Liam Burke is leading the search party on the ground. $5 to anybody who can make Burke smile. That's all for now. The brain to your bronze. Ugh, Charlie, man. He's something else.
Looks like some bitch named Amy's gonna be the poster girl for Serene's PR campaign. Filming confession videos. We blew the library to create misdirection. The media's gonna latch to that, and Amy's gonna tell them the protesters were behind the whole thing.
You honestly think that's gonna be enough? We made a hell of a lot of noise out there.
Well, you haven't seen Serene and Hatch work their magic. 11 minutes after we left, I heard the cleaners had every bullet hole filled. Police have the whole campus roped off. It's him! Joyce is here!
That's for Will.
I heard a blip. Wait, is that it? No.
This elevator looks like the only way out of here. There's gotta be a generator around here somewhere. No power. Figures. There we go. The hell is that? Hello?
Jack, this is Beth Wilder.
Beth? You're the one my brother was looking for.
I'm the one who was attempting to rescue your ass until you decided to go on a gun-blazing shit parade through that warehouse. Now listen closely. You're at the outskirts of a Monarch Cronin harvesting operation, and Paul Serene is at the dry docks nearby. Not a recipe for fun times. So how about
Dry docks. If Paul's at the dry docks, then that's where I'm
No!
headed.
Jack, the fracture is our only priority now. Time is ending. Will said he...
Will's dead. My best friend came back a goddamn monster. He knew this would happen. He prepared for it. But Paul's the key to understanding all this, and I'm gonna find him.
We both know that if you find Serene, you're not going to be asking questions. Think this through.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day, like, how were both Paul Serenes running Monarch at the same time? Because there's, like, the Paul Serene that we know at the, like, at the beginning of the game, right? And he's working with Will at the time machine place, but he's still, I mean, the way he talks, he was still running Monarch. But then there's the evil Paul Serene who came back 17 years ago and actually founded Monarch. So how did they keep like the younger Paul Serene that you know from the beginning, from it, how did they keep him from ever finding out or interacting with the older Paul Serene, you know?
Paul was at the dry docks in the distance. I recognized the place. William had a workshop in that industrial area for years. I knew that couldn't be a coincidence.
I did what you said, okay? Please. Please just let me go.
You did good, Amy. Broadcast just went out, but Hatch wants a follow-up confession. You got the script?
Yeah, this one's more reflective. Like, wish we could undo what we done sort of deal. Dave will feed you the lines.
Dave? You're using your names. You're not letting me go, are you? You're never letting me go. Please.
What was that?
Jack Joyce.
You. From the protest. What do you...
I am so sorry. I didn't want to, but they made me do it.
They made you do what? What is this place?
They forced me to make false confessions for the news, I think. I'm so sorry, Jack. They were armed.
Hey, whatever you did, it's not your fault. None of this is your fault. I'm just glad you're okay.
Okay, so here's eye drop bottle. Martin Hatch prescription contains Chronon. Okay, so this is gonna be a big thing later, but I'm just wondering how the hell does it like Martin is apparently leaving around bottles of eye drops that contain Chronon, and nobody notices or thinks this is odd or anything like that. Oops. Ground Zero operation to Sophia Amaral. Sophia, yes, the fracture has begun, and yes, it will take its inevitable course. But you worry too much. I understand your concerns, but our preparations will be ready by the time it has run its course. Keep in mind that I've been to the end of time. I've seen how this plays out. We've taken every precaution necessary. Now we just need to make sure that the pieces fall into place. We cannot cancel the gala tonight. The team needs reassurance that our plan is moving forward without further complications. Even those who aren't aware of the lifeboat protocol need a guarantee that their efforts are not in vain. They need to know that I am in control. The university was only the first step, and now the real work begins. I'm almost finished at Ground Zero. I will head to the island for my treatment very soon. I couldn't have done this without you, Sophia. Okay, so I forgot that emails start at the bottom. Paul, the fracture occurred at exactly 4:15 a.m., just as you predicted. However, the stutters seem to be occurring at an alarming rate, much more frequently than we expected. I know better than to question your knowledge on the matter, but I just want to be sure that the timeline you proposed grants us enough time for what must be done. You didn't receive your treatment before you left. I can't stress how important it is that you continue consistent treatments or the efficiency will dwindle. We can't afford for your sickness to intensify. Not now. Please come to the island to receive your treatment as soon as time permits. I'm worried about you.
Listen, I need to get to the dry docks. Do you know the way?
No, I don't think so. But they took me in through a security station nearby. I can help you find a way through there. I owe you. The security station is right over there. Oh, I knew Monarch had a dark side, but this? They're controlling the entire media, everything.
They can't cover this up. It's too big.
They can, trust me. It's locked. Okay, there must be a gate control around somewhere.
Yeah, I'll check.
Monarch's twisting the story for the media, claiming the protest went hostile and that we detonated the library. They're blaming you, Jack. Hey, it worked. It's not holding long. I don't think you're fast enough. Oh my god! You're just like them.
Like who?
I saw them on the way in. These geared up soldiers that blink in and out.
Okay. Well, that's something new to look forward to.
You know, I thought I was losing my mind when I saw that. You're part of this. I need to know what's going on.
You really want to open that can of
AWE.
worms?
You just defied physics. I'm entitled to all the worms.
All right, my brother tried to explain. Time is an egg, which is now fucked. Time egg, which is, it's fucked. It's like broken. I don't know.
What? Why is there an egg?
Time is ending. Monarch has something to do with it. Get me to the dry docks, and I'll find out why.
Maybe you can climb through that open window on the second floor?
Yeah, that should work. Wait here.
Now, here's the thing. Paul Serene is the exact name of a guy who was heading some top secret physics project at my university. So it's gotta be the same guy, right? Wrong. Now, I heard that Monarch was there to steal the project from the university, but why steal something from yourself? Also, I saw that guy Paul Serene on campus once, and he looked like 30 years old. So if he started Monarch in 1999, that would make him 14. So unless he's a Doogie Howser of corporate America, that's impossible. Banana fucking pancakes.
Yeah, so exactly. So
So
how
Paul founded Monarch.
But how did he keep Paul from knowing about from knowing about himself?
Need to get up to that open window.
That window's pretty high up, but I think it's the only way in.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, the game constantly has characters badgering you to, like, get a move on to the next, like, story area. But then it has all this shit littered around, the, like, the level that you're supposed to go around and pick up. It's extremely annoying. Like, you either want me to find this stuff or you don't. Pick a lane. Oh, oops. I fucked that up.
Is that another one of those rewind things? I'm starting to get the hang of this.
Aren't you amazed that I just sent objects back in time?
Now,
come on, Amy.
Door.
I would probably be shitting my pants a little bit if I saw someone do that. Just saying.
Finally. Good work. I need to make this right. I'm gonna use the terminal up here and try and dig up what Monarch's really up to.
From Gail Kinstrew regarding Jack Joyce.
An eyewitness on the scene. Amy, tell us, what is going on here?
There were people from our group who took things too far. Shit. Things got very violent. I'm so sorry, Jack. They forced me to do it.
I know.
Because of Jack Joyce.
There's nothing you could have done.
Sounds like a terrifying scene down there. We really
That
appreciate
map over
your
there should help you
bravery
figure out
going
a
on
route.
record to speak out against what appears to be such a dangerous person.
Okay, let's try that again. From Gail Kinstrew regarding Jack Joyce to Ashton Levy and...
Jack, you should take a look at the map.
It's all rumors and conjecture from what I hear. I wasn't at the university op, but there's no way Joyce took out all those guards. He's just some random guy, not a trained assassin. Uh-oh, my controller's flashing. I need a recharge. The stories floating around make it sound like as he's shooting laser beams out of his goddamn asshole. Anyway, they got Liam Burke hunting him down right now, so I think it's safe to say Joyce is fucked. Off the record, damn it. Okay. Okay. To Gail Kinstrew from Ashton Levy. Gil, you were with the Prowler unit at the uni, hearing all kinds of rumors that Jack Joyce took out 7 squads on his own. They're saying he's Chronon active without any kind of tech, and we're getting stories about him freezing operators, disappearing into thin air. Even heard one about him being in 2 places at the same damn time. Spoilers. I thought it was all bullshit, but we just got word that his transport went missing after it ended Ground Zero perimeter. How the hell does that happen? We got reason to be alarmed? They ain't telling us shit over here. Okay. Off the record, I heard Paul Serene has been investigating a potential traitor within Monarch. Somebody's been accessing all kinds of confidential information. Remember that research Dr. Amaral was doing to find a permanent cure for Serene's sickness? Rumor has it somebody sabotaged the test. Had to start over. Just a few weeks later, the uni-op goes sour. Willing to bet the same person sabotages there. Keep your eyes peeled, man. So, we just had some major spoilers drop in there, but you won't know it yet. Okay, hang on. I need to switch out my batteries. Okay. Why you always have a pair of rechargeables close at hand. Okay.
Mr. Serene's chopper is inbound for...
Hey, Clarice? That you?
This is HQ Alpha. Charlie, I told you to stay off the operations channel.
Sure, Clarice, listen. Hatch told me to search for Joyce. I've got footage of Burke taking out a guard in A1. Back of Monarch truck was left open. Now I'm checking cameras in A3 and guards are either sleeping on the job or, you know, not sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Catch my drift?
Joyce.
With a trajectory towards kicking over some expensive-ass sandcastles. Look, I'm gonna keep looking for him. I'm just giving you a heads up, okay? Over an hour or whatever.
Are you checking the stocks or something? Oh, right, the map. Gotta look at the map first.
Ground Zero. That's the same area my brother used to have his workshop. I may have to pass through there to get to Paul.
Paul? As in Paul Serene? That's why you're going to the dry docks.
We have unfinished business. You may want to stay here until I'm done.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'll open the door for you.
Okay, stay in contact. Find a radio. I'll be on channel 3. And be careful.
Yeah, you too.
Still no word on Joyce's location.
Yeah, I heard his brother scream like a bitch when he died. When he shows his face, I'll make him do the same.
Son of a...
Press and hold right button to charge a time blast.
We're under attack!
Did I scream enough for you? My powers were unpredictable. They kept growing by leaps and bounds.
Jack? I found a radio. You okay?
Still kicking.
Monarch radio is lighting up. They heard a noise and know you're coming. Be careful out there.
Thanks for the heads up.
Contact!
Oh, great.
Shotgunner advancing on hostile!
Guy got a lot of armor.
You wanna talk this out?
Damn.
We got contact!
Great.
Shotgunner advancing on hostile!
Motherfucker.
You wanna talk this out?
Oh sure, now he just dies like immediately.
Clear!
Well done. What's he doing way over there? Come over here so I can shoot you.
Still okay out there?
Yeah. Any idea where I go next?
Well, before you said hi, Gatehouse Squad was talking about activating security measures to lock some door on the second floor.
That's a start. Thanks.
From Charlie to Martin Hatch. Oh, actually, hang on. To Beth Wilder from Liam Burke. Beth, I'm starting to grow suspicious of what's going on here. I have a hunch you feel the same way. I've been allowed a lot of freedom to come and go in my position, but it comes at the cost of very low clearance. Most members of the team know something I don't, and they're not eager to share. Tomorrow's operation is more than simple retrieval.
The Husky lady on Monarch Radio seems to be unable to reach Gatehouse Squad. Remember the geared-up soldiers I mentioned who do the teleporty stuff you do?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're intending to say hi back, with a grudge. So there's that. Regarding some kind of chronon particle harvesting operation. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm looking into it. Keep you posted.
Excuse me. I'm starting to grow suspicious about what's going on here. I have a hunt. Blah, blah. No, most members of the team know something I don't, and they're not eager to share. Tomorrow's operation is more than a simple retrieval mission. There are dates and times marked with detailed events that are expected to come to pass. I've seen charts with Fracture 4:15 a.m. labeled. It's way too much detail for a plan. It's like it's all been mapped out. How? Something big is coming. I can feel it. They told us our directive is to protect our world from dangers that lie ahead. If that's so, then why do I get the feeling there's something coming that we're doing absolutely nothing to stop? And if everybody else knows this, then why the hell is nobody acting on it? I can't sit back and watch if there's even a chance that this could put Emily in danger. I need to know more. Serene won't answer my messages. Hatch is a closed book. I'm hoping you're an open one. Mr. Hatch, I've been monitoring company email servers and found something interesting. Just thought you might want to know about that your golden boy has been a bit snoopy as of late. Attaching this email below. Okay, I guess that one I could have read top to bottom.
Took out Gatehouse Squad and you still don't have eyes on him? What do they pay you for over there, huh?
Charlie, just tell me where he is.
Do I hear please?
Charlie?
Warehouse B4. Better hurry.
Storehouse 1. You heard him? Move in.
On our way.
Hey, I just turned off security.
Uh-oh. Jack, they're coming your way.
Of course they are. Oh, it looks like time reverted, so... Or, wait, can I just climb out of here? Yes, I can.
Give up.
Or if I can even... I think I missed that. I'm not even sure how to get it. I think I may have needed to get it before I entered this location. In which case, oops. Oh well. I guess not much I can do about that.
Jack?
Yeah.
I did some digging. This Chronon operation is harvesting some kind of fuel. It's used to power a device called the CFR. Ever heard of it?
CFR? No, what is it?
Not sure, but it looks like it's at the center of everything Monarch's doing. The thing they stole from the university, this operation, everything's linked to the CFR somehow.
What the hell is Paul up to?
Chronon levels will lower to a point that renders Ground Zero obsolete in the near future. I'm queuing up the presentation to make sure everybody remembers the essentials before we proceed. Hello, I'm Dr.
Sophia
Amaral.
Amaral.
Over the past 6
Monarch's
years,
resident Chronon
Monarch
scientist.
has made vast technological advances
Well, she must
in
know a lot of
area
the same stuff Will
Meyer-Joyce
did.
particles, better known as Chronon particles. On July 4th, 2010, unique temporal anomalies began to occur in a very small and focused area we now refer to as Ground Zero, located within the Riverport Industrial Zone. This resulted in extremely dense emissions of Chronon particles, creating the perfect conditions for extraction, which led to the Chronon harvesting operation you see today. All of Monarch's Chronon technology relies on these particles, most notably the Chronon Field Regulator, or CFR, which is the only device that can ensure stabilization and regulation of mass quantities of these particles. When the time is right, the entire supply of Chronon containers will be transported from this location to the Monarch headquarters, where the CFR is located. Only authorized personnel are to handle the containers directly. Unique temporal anomalies become more frequent with closer proximity to the Ground Zero perimeter when entering the yellow zone. This yellow zone emits dense Chronon pockets ripe for harvesting. The Ground Zero perimeter itself is never to be entered under any conditions. We refer to this area as the red zone, where time no longer flows in a consistent manner and shifts without warning. Many who have entered Ground Zero have never returned. We know that the fracture will occur on October 8, 2016. We hypothesize that from this point forward, Chronon levels in Ground Zero will slowly deplete until time anomalies cease to occur. For this reason, all harvesting necessary for sustained use of the CFR must be complete before the fracture runs its course. For more information, please refer to your employee manual. Thank you for your time.
Well, now we know what the CFR is.
HQ,
Okay, I could have sworn there was like a melee button or some shit. Aim, fire weapons, stop blast, vision, shield, jump. Huh, okay, I could have sworn there was a melee button. Whatever.
he's right here!
Damn it. Okay, I'm not sitting through that whole thing again. We're just gonna activate it and then continue on.
The fracture is escalating more rapidly than Mr. Sarin had anticipated. Chronon levels will lower to a point that renders Ground Zero obsolete in the near future. I'm queuing up the presentation to make sure everybody remembers the essential. 6 years, Monarch has made better known as chronon particles. July 4th, 2010, unique temporal anomalies began to occur in very small now referred to as Ground Zero, located within the Riverport Industrial Zone, which resulted in extremely dense emissions of chronon particles, creating the perfect conditions for extraction, which led to the chronon harvesting operation. Relied on these particles. The Chronon Field Regulator, or CFR, which is the only to ensure stabilization and regulation of mass quantities of these particles.
Damn it.
When the fracture is escalating more rapidly than Mr. Sarin had anticipated. Chronon levels will lower to a point that renders Ground Zero obsolete in the near future.
Amaral.
Open fire!
I'm queuing up the presentation to make sure everybody remembers the essential. I'm Dr. Sofia Amaral. Over the past 6 years,
Stay back from that!
technological advances particles, better known as chronon particles. On July 4th, 2010, unique temporal anomalies began to occur in a very small and focused area we now refer to as Ground Zero, located within the Riverport Industrial Zone. This resulted in extremely dense emissions of chronon particles, creating the perfect conditions for extraction, which led to the chronon harvesting you see today. All of Monarch's chronon technology relies on these particles. Most notably, the Chronon Field Regulator, or CFR, which is the only device that ensures stabilization and regulation of mass quantities of these particles. When the time is right, the entire supply of chronon containers will be transported from this location to the containers, where the CFR is located. Only authorized personnel are to handle the containers directly.
That's all of them. Gotta find a way out of here. No clear exit down here. May have to head upward. There's gotta be something I can use to get up there.
I'm pretty sure there's something in here. Oh, well, I guess there's that. Let's check the bottom, make sure there's nothing else. Okay, it's sent from Sophia Emerald to Monarch Chronon Tech Phase 2 milestones, sending a quick email to make sure that all divisions of the Chronon R&D department are on schedule. As you know, Monarch will be moving to Phase 3 on October 9th upon completion of the university operation. High-level milestone deliverables for Phase 2 are as follows. Ground Zero harvesting up. By the end of Phase 2, we expect to have officially harvested enough Chronon particles from Ground Zero to fuel necessary Chronon tech indefinitely. Access to the red zone should be completely prohibited from this point forward. All harvesting equipment will be dismantled and returned to Monarch Tower during Phase 3. CFR research. All research regarding the CFR must be complete, and the CFR must be returned to Monarch Tower for safekeeping. Lifeboat. Prototype testing phase of the lifeboat should be complete. Further testing will commence once the CFR is returned to Monarch. Chronon Tech. Alpha build tech must be complete for all armor and weaponry. Beta tech will commence during Phase 3. Dampener must have reached approved proof of concept deliverables. Please read the milestones booklet to make sure department blah blah. Okay.
Oh, not your average elevator.
Jack, I found documents here about some kind of private gala Monarch is hosting tonight.
Tonight. After everything that's happened.
It has something to do with their future plans. Serene's delivering a speech, and the guest list has everybody from Monarch higher-ups to big-shot scientists to the mayor of Riverport, which raises the question, why now?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. Okay. Getting closer, I think. Now, which way's the dry dock?
I got that briefcase we lifted from William Joyce's car. Laid out the contents in the trailer. You want me to go through?
No. Serene wants to first look. Till then, hands off.
Trailer note. Trailer generator
Okay.
crapped itself, hooked up to the car. Use that until maintenance gets around to this.
Okay, looks like the trailer has power now. Paul's men had taken the briefcase from Will's car, dumped the contents on the table. Will had said he needed something from his briefcase to stop the fracture. Wasn't much there, but his phone and a key to the Bradbury swimming pool. Not the most obvious clues.
Jack, it's Beth. Monarch just got footage of your lady friend sniffing around some confidential Monarch files. Kind of a big no-no around here.
Amy, I gotta go back for her.
Don't. I'll pick her up. Where are you?
I'm on my way to Paul at the dry docks.
Serene's not the priority. I'm getting you out of there. I'll meet you at the dry docks. Channel 1 is the Monarch frequency. Use it to keep ahead of them. And Jack, don't do anything stupid.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
This story develops. And now, some music.
We kind of missed it with Beth calling us, but the radio host, like the regular radio host, the guy, if you choose this timeline with the PR, then he goes away and she gets replaced by a Monarch person. If you choose the hardline timeline,
Annie,
then he
you okay
stays there. And he gets increasingly, he
Shit.
turns into an agitator calling on the city to like fight back against the Monarch and stuff. Okay, so this is way too long, but the screenplay is an email chain that we'll come across a couple more times in the game, and it's like this ridiculous play. It's hard to describe what it is, but it's kind of like describing some events of the game, but also being just like completely stupid and ridiculous. But if you see how long the scroll bar is, it's just super long, and I don't want to read all of this. But if you can like look it up on, I think there's like a Wikipedia, like a fandom wiki for Quantum Break that you can read this on. I would recommend doing that. Okay, to Clarice Ogawa, next steps. To Martin Hatch. The university operation gathered far more attention than we expected. How does this impact our agenda moving forward? I'm concerned that Paul Serene will be paying closer attention to our actions. Perhaps we should delay making our move until things calm down. Nothing changes. We move forward. The university fallout was a setback, but we can use these complications to our advantage. Paul is focused on Phase 3 of the plan. He is questioning if there are traitors within Monarch, but I'm confident that he does not know where to look for them. I will make sure to shift the blame elsewhere. The gala is going ahead tonight. That's when we make our next move. You take care of the preparations. Make sure Dr. Kim's lab is ready for detonation. I will make sure that Paul is sufficiently distracted as to not question our involvement. So, obviously, Beth is not the only traitor in the midst of Monarch. So, Martin Hatch obviously is plotting something, and Clarice Ogawa is in cahoots with him. Now, since Charlie is up in everybody's fucking business, I don't know how he doesn't, and he's supposedly looking for the traitor by searching through all of Monarch's stuff. How he is not seeing this, you know, I guess that's something you just gotta not think about too hard.
It's locked. There's gotta be another way to get through here. Jesus! Close one.
HQ, we just heard an explosion near the harvesting perimeter.
Yeah, take a wild guess who that could have been.
Charlie, get off the line. Striker team, take defensive positions around Ground Zero.
Roger.
I recognized Will's workshop as soon as I saw the old billboard on top.
The area we refer to as Ground Zero.
It was clear
AWE.
that the workshop was at the center of the Monarch operation. I wanted to see what was in there, and it seemed to be the only way to the dry docks and Serene.
Got the word. Safeguard squad's checking out that explosion. Striker team is establishing a defensive perimeter around Ground Zero.
An entire striker team? For one guy?
University incident got HQ wetting their pants. The kid's gonna get torn apart like a goddamn piñata.
Sucks for you guys then.
Engaging target, over. Copy. All units, target has been spotted. Over.
Is that guy?
Sorry, I'm dropping that shield. I have two achievements missing before I get flat on this game, and one of them is blocking 200 bullets with the shield. So I'm gonna try. Oh, come on. Anyways, I'm gonna try to get that during this playthrough because I mean, it can't be that hard, right? The other one actually is playing through this on hard difficulty, and I don't really care about doing that. So, and apparently I missed some stuff that I'm just not gonna get because they're way back there. Even though I'm in like the next level that I can't even go back to.
The area we refer to as Ground Zero.
I wanted to see her from there. And it seemed to be the only way to the dry docks against rain.
Hey, there we go. Alright. Well, don't need to worry about doing that anymore then.
Backup approaching green zone. Engaging target.
Safeguard. I want Joyce contained before that stutter hits. Hands on the target.
Zone is compromised. Approach. Hang in there. Gates locked. Ah, screw it. I'm coming through.
Well, that definitely worked out for you, buddy.
Nice driving, guys.
Well, Ground Zero for a time fracture definitely counts as an altered world event, I would say.
Paul developed technology for his men to move through stutters. He knew the fracture would occur, prepared for it.
Holy shit.
And he never tried to stop it.
Well, he forgot to prepare for me. Oh.
He
Damn,
never told
click
you
through
what
the
he did in
box.
that workshop at Ground Zero?
No, never. He hid that part of his life from me. Nothing prepared me for the weirdness that was waiting there. And even that was just a prelude to the bad stuff that would follow in that same place later.
Oh, and I guess I missed something back there somewhere. Even though when I checked before I jumped over the fence, it said there was nothing over there. Probably get ammo first. Okay, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna see if there's anything over here. And then as soon as I get through the next area, it's gonna tell me that there's something back here and I missed it.
It's the only way forward. Absolutely no entry. Well, I'm pretty sure that's more of a guideline than a rule. What the hell? What is this? What is this? That already happened. What the fuck?
I specifically requested copper-clad niobium.
Well. There's no words to describe it. Will was gone, but he was all around me. This entire secret life he'd never talked about, everything he tried to protect me from, it surrounded me. A puzzle, trapped in broken time. We all thought he wasted his research grant, his career, obsessing over some failed experiment. That's what he led us to believe. What he built there, it never failed. It works. It works.
I think this is pretty neat as like a little, I don't know, level design probably isn't the right word, but as like a set piece, having like all of that built and like redone and showing that.
Extended another year. Please, don't do this.
Like, I'm sure it took a long time to be able to set up this whole, like, the lab area and have all the different pieces drop in and out over, you know, within a minute, you have all these hundreds of pieces disappearing in and out. It's pretty complex.
Countermeasure. I hope to God this works. Will. It's gone.
That thing is gonna be on my radar forever. I'm not gonna be able to get rid of it. It's gonna bug me.
Come with me. I can survive this.
the only other one who's seen what I've seen.
Don't be like dogs.
Give me the device.
I knew something went horribly wrong there, but it was scrambled. It was impossible to crack.
Now this is the next thing that shows up in the episode. It's the little secret thing that you can do, and it's just a billboard. And all that's gonna happen is that it will a billboard will be in a shot in the next episode. So worthless. Well, whoever is drawing these sure seems to know what happens.
It was overwhelming. Every unanswered question I had was compounded by what I'd seen at that workshop. The events at the university were part of something much bigger. Something that had started 17 years ago.
Now my radar is saying that there was something over here when I just spammed the shit out of the radar when I wasn't here. Oh, this is probably just the thing that I missed like 2 levels ago that I won't get off my radar, right? Okay, whatever. Leaving Ground Zero.
Okay, dry dock. Get to the dry dock. I'm almost there. Gotta get to Paul.
Okay. Trespasser alert from Charlie Wincott to Ground Zero Op All. Amy Ferrero is in the goddamn security station unsupervised. My understanding was that Amy Ferrero was supposed to be recording a series of false confessions for our PR campaign. Clearly that's not the case. How do I know she's unsupervised? Because A, she's in the goddamn security station, and B, she's digging through sensitive Monarch files and transferring them to a USB stick. No big deal, just, you know, all of Monarch's secrets. Radio alert is ready and in effect. Converge on her location immediately. Do not let that USB stick leave this operation. Oh, and remember Jack Joyce, the guy who you were supposed to stop from turning our entire operation into a clusterfuck? Maybe get on that while we still have an operation left. Can you just act like this was your natural environment? You know, like a high school locker room? And he's the kid who can read a full sentence without moving his lips? Just fuck him up. Some projection there, I think, Charlie.
I refuse to leave while Jack's still here. I need to contain
Paul?
Oh, whoops.
I refuse to leave while Jack's still here. I need to contain
Paul? Your condition is critical. The stress. If you don't receive your treatment, you know what could happen. Come to the island right now. The treatment will be waiting for you. You'll be back in top condition by the time the gala starts.
I don't like it, but you're right. Always looking out for me. Ready to chop.
No. You're not getting away that easy.
She loves Paul.
There was something wrong with Paul. Chronon syndrome. He'd had his powers much longer than me. What was the cause? Was I sick as well, or was it his time travel? I didn't know. It didn't make anything he'd done any less hateful.
To Sophia Amaral from Fiona Miller, if you remember her. She's Charlie's friend from the first TV episode. Dr. Amaral, would it be possible for me to gain access to Dr. Kim's lab in order to search for any files that might assist in our research? I'm concerned about the slow progress in developing a permanent cure for Paul Serene's Chronon syndrome. The treatments are only a temporary solution. I know that Dr. Kim was close to discovering a cure at the time of his death. I know that you use his lab to administer Paul Serene's treatments, but if I could borrow your keycard during the gala tonight, perhaps I could investigate this further while everybody is occupied with other matters. I share your concern. Paul's treatments are becoming increasingly ineffective, and I hypothesize that the onset of the fracture will increase the Chronon system's rate of progression exponentially. I've been trying to take a more calculated approach at finding a permanent cure for Paul's sickness, but Martin Hatch has shifted all the necessary resources into our tech division instead. I'm beginning to question his behavior. Every attempt I've made to discover a cure has been met with Martin's red tape. Just between us, I do start to wonder if Martin even wants Paul to be cured. I've looked into Martin's past. He began working for Monarch in 2001, but I couldn't find any records about his past or any aspect of his life before then. It's almost as if he just appeared out of nowhere. He was the only one present during the accident that claimed Dr. Kim's life. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I do wonder what his agenda truly is. Regarding your question, unfortunately, there's nothing of value in Dr. Kim's lab aside from Paul Serene treatments and confidential files that would be of no use to your research. We will have to find another way to develop a cure. So we're getting more info about Martin, although saying we're getting more info might be a misnomer. We're getting info about how we don't have any info about Martin Hatch. And what that could potentially mean. Sudden Stop. The Sudden Stop, the final Alex Casey novel by Alan Wake. The copy is signed by the author and dedicated to Emily Burke. To Fiona Miller from Beth Wilder regarding Jack. Beth, they're saying William and Jack Joyce have been detained. How did you manage to get William first? Did he reveal the location of the countermeasure? You said you could get Jack out of there. What happened? Interesting developments over here. With the team focused on the university op, I managed to dig through an old email correspondence between Paul Serene and Dr. Kim. The contents of the message is very cryptic, but before he died, Kim was running some kind of tests from his lab, and William's research and a device related to this were somehow connected to what he was doing. Did he know about the countermeasure? I think I need to get into Kim's lab and find out more, but that place has been on restricted access since he died. Not a lot of choice, though. If Jack and William are in custody, then that lab may be our only lead left. I'm just not sure how to do it. I sure as hell can't just ask somebody to let me in there. Well, apparently you can. If William Joyce is dead, our only shot at stopping this thing is Jack. He can lead us to the countermeasure. I still believe that. Serene got to Jack first at the university. Too much heat for me to intervene. He's being moved to Ground Zero. I'm following the convoy there and will rescue him once his transport is past security checkpoints. Not gonna be easy, but it might be our only shot. Keep Charlie Wincott distracted so he's not looking over the security feeds. My cover won't last much longer. You need to be my eyes on the inside. I agree, you should check into Dr. Kim's lab. Let me know what you find. I know gaining access will be difficult, but with the gala tonight, you might have a window. Might be able to steal Dr. Amaril's keycard. I will contact you once I'm on the other side. Oh, so this is like a weird room. So over here, you have a correspondence between Beth and Fiona about how how they are the traitors, or some of the traitors inside Monarch. And then you have correspondence over here from Fiona to Dr. Amaral trying to break in, which is exactly what Beth wanted her to do. And there's there's like two Monarch guys just sitting, like, okay, one, we're in the middle of a zone where Beth and Fiona, neither of them would be, and neither of them would have reason to have correspondence just laying around in this room. And then on top of that, you had two Monarch guys chilling in this room with these open correspondence just like sitting here, and apparently nobody is the wiser. Like, nobody bothered to read this open correspondence, and somehow nobody knows that Beth and Fiona are plotting anything. It's just so ridiculous. Like, you would think that ostensibly those kind of correspondences would be left in a place where you physically are next, or like talking to either Fiona or Beth, like they are in the room with you, and like that correspondence has been left like to the side on their desk or something like that, but it's just in some random room with two Monarch employees.
What do we got here? Yeah.
Jack, you have to understand that Will forced my hand.
What the hell happened to you?
There's no use fighting.
You killed him!
I'll explain when the time is right. You'll meet me tonight at the Monarch Gala.
Gala? Time's ending and you're having a fucking party.
Because when time ends, my plan...
We do this now. I'm not meeting you at...
Yes, you are. I've already seen it happen.
Seen what? What's this all for?
Goodbye, Jack.
No!
Oh no, we got another big one. Okay. To Martin Hatch, from Clarice Ogawa, subject Liam Burke status. Sir, I've been thinking about Liam Burke. I know you've worked closely with him for a while now, and he's been useful, but there are assignments we can't use him for because of his insufficient security clearance. For instance, having to keep him in the dark about much of what will happen at the university, about the stutters we're expecting, about where it'll lead, makes him a far less effective field operative than I prefer, and causes quite a bit of logistical difficulty given that he's still going to be a part of the operation, and frankly it feels like wasted potential. I'd like you to consider the possibility of bringing Burke into the fold. He's completed most of the Striker training, and even though he didn't finish the program, he made an impression on me as a tremendously capable asset. His service record is exemplary, and he has a well-earned reputation as somebody who gets things done, no questions asked. By the same token, I would love to include Burke in our long-term plans. We could use a man like him in our corner, and I could deploy him far more effectively. Clarice, I understand why you consider Mr. Burke an asset to our future plans. Unfortunately, while he is an exceptional individual, he is less suitable for the kind of duties you have in mind than they may be immediately obvious. I'll explain. Yes, he's been qualified as a striker, but Mr. Burke was disqualified, and for good reason. The men we have chosen to be strikers have strict physical requirements, a certain moral flexibility, and the kind of killer instinct that you have to be born with, cultivated to a fine degree. A ferocious knack for survival. useful. Mr. Burke certainly has those qualities. He wasn't disqualified for the Striker program because he lacked them or because he couldn't wrap his head around the technical aspects of operating the technology. In fact, his performance was exceptional, so I fully agree with you that he's an impressive operative. But Strikers, by their very nature, have to be made aware of Project Lifeboat and its purpose, at least on a general level, and that means they have to be able to accept its implications. Unfortunately, Mr. Burke has a deep attachment to his wife, and the fact is that even if we brought Mr. Burke in, that wouldn't guarantee a spot for her in the program. And to be blunt, we don't need any more nurses, and we're already at capacity overall. We need Mr. Burke, but we don't need his wife. Mr. Burke would never accept that, particularly now that Mrs. Burke is pregnant. Therefore, it's vital that he doesn't understand the nature and scope of the threat that we face. As for having him play a role in other aspects of the future deployments, I suspect that despite his seemingly amoral nature, Mr. Burke may have other qualms he's not consciously aware of. If he ever has to truly make a choice between conflicting loyalties, he may take a stand on principle and elect to act against his own best interests. That's not a chance I'm willing to take. Given the very recent events at the dry docks, I now see exactly what you mean. Clearly, you were right about Burke's loyalties being more fickle than they appeared. Of course, we have plenty of unanswered questions about how it came to this. To begin with, I don't see why Burke would be involved with Joyce. There's no way he did it out of some kind of altruistic urge. There has to be more to it. We know Burke didn't divert Joyce's transport, since whereabouts at that time were accounted for, so there has to be somebody else involved too. I'm looking into it.
There we go.
Oh my god, there's so much writing in this game. I can't believe I decided to read all this. Martin, first of all, I have to again register my objection. What you are having me do under the guise of psych evaluation is blatant violation of Liam Burke's doctor-patient confidentiality, and the only reason I'm doing this is because you leave me no other choice. Now, I recognize that in the world to come, our current rules and legislation, even our standards of morality, may no longer be applicable, but we aren't there yet. You and Mr. Serene are placing the long-term mental well-being of hundreds of individuals in my hands, and I'm telling you right now, if they don't trust not only me, but the system that put all of us in our particular positions, there's no way we can recover from it. On to Burke. It is my considered professional opinion that the man is a bit of a powder keg. For all his calm exterior, he's under tremendous pressure. I understand your reasoning for pulling him out of the Striker program, but what you have essentially done is instill in him a sense of encroaching doom. He doesn't know the specifics, obviously. He didn't make it far enough in the program to be briefed on that, but he knows that we're preparing for a future threat that is somehow related to the flow of time being interrupted, and that there are dangers out there, dangers that we have specifically been training the Striker units for. There are men who are content to merely follow orders and let others worry about the consequences. Burke is not one of them. He is willing to commit acts of violence without asking why, but don't mistake that lack of qualms for blind obedience. Burke needs agency. He has a fundamental need to feel in control of his life, and you have put him in a position where that's no longer possible for him. He's good at seeing patterns and drawing accurate conclusions from the facts available to him, and he has deduced quite correctly that he was being trained for a specific scenario that Monarch believes will happen. He is also painfully aware of the fact that if and when that scenario arrives, he will not be a part of the solution. He understands the nature of the Striker suits, that they are only useful in a zero-state situation, and he understands that in such a situation, a man without a Striker suit is essentially dead. He doesn't know about the lifeboat protocol, obviously, but if he did, he'd then also know that he's not part of it. Either way, the bottom line is that he's in a hopeless situation. He fears that the end of the world is coming, and he knows that if it does, the only way he could survive is with the technology Monarch has denied him access to. He doesn't understand the details or even the exact nature of that, of that end of the world, but that just makes it worse. Fear and lack of understanding breed tremendous anxiety, Mr. Hatch. He may not show it, but believe me, Burke feels it for himself and for his family. It may interest you to know that his wife is pregnant. You can understand how that adds to the pressure. To be honest, given the parameters we're operating under, I don't know how to resolve this. In Burke, you have a tremendously efficient operative, but you put him in an impossible position. I believe he will remain effective as long as he doesn't have reason to believe the scenario he fears is imminent, but once he believes it has arrived, all bets are off. That is, unless you can give him hope of survival. But at this point, resentment and suspicion are starting to turn into paranoia, and frankly, I'm not sure he would trust either of us anymore. And speaking of trust, I recommend you think about what I said in my opening paragraph, Martin. Our greatest challenge and greatest assets in the subjective's years to come won't be technological, but all too human. Don't make the mistake seeing people as just entries on a spreadsheet. Wow, lots of text. What's up, fools? So I looked up Amy Ferrero. She checks out pretty much how you would expect. Good grades, no student loans because daddy's got money, popular, the classic I'm better than you because I care so much package, not studying anything even remotely useful in a world where you gotta work for a living. She's into this whole activist lifestyle, always protesting this or that, and generally just hugging every tree and saving every whale she sees. Yawn. On average, she signs 2 petitions a week and generally spends half her life sticking her nose in other people's shit. And credit where it's due, she's pretty good at it. Also, she's got a lot of friends who are all into this stuff, and she seems to be real good at getting them coordinated. Kind of makes her perfect for our purposes, because if you can talk her into saying what we want, there's a lot of folks who are gonna listen. No boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't know which way she swings. Why doesn't she put that on the internet? Why doesn't she know that's what it's for? But there's that family of hers. It looks like she's got a real close ties. So if we need leverage, that's where you'll find it. You may want to make sure she stays on our side, though. Like I said, she's pretty popular with the rest of these people, and if they get the idea she's been screwed over, they might get pretty mad. You know how these neo-hippie bleeding heart hipster types are, always up in arms about something. Holy shit, I'm glad I'm not in school anymore. Kinda sounds like you are a little bit mentally still.
Sir.
Paul.
Come back, goddammit!
Don't.
Holy shit! Gotta move. Come on!
Whoops. Smashed so hard I clipped out of bounds.
stutters were getting bad. He's shifting back and forth without warning. At the time, I didn't think it could get much worse.
But we both know it did.
That's gotta hurt.
You can kind of see like a lot of like this is kind of the genesis of how things happen in the oldest house in Control with the manipulation of the environment and how things change within the scene, like going back to the Ground Zero, Will's lab, and then this, and so there's a lot of other moments that happen throughout the game. You can kind of see like how they learned from that into doing stuff like you know, the Benikoff TV, how it like completely changes the rooms and all that stuff. You can just see how like, the origins and how they moved on from things in this game to the next game. Not really so much in Alan Wake 2, but
Close, Jack. It's like a goddamn maze in here. Okay, keep going. No, not again. No. There we go.
these guys get super speed melee. Okay, maybe that's it. I have to super speed in, like, directly into a guy, and then Jack will hit him. But I thought there was, like, a dedicated melee button. Well, whatever.
Beth had been on her way to meet me. I expected she was frozen somewhere up there, by the side of the dry dock. I've never been a great listener.
Well, time to start. Get in.
What if I don't trust you?
Then shoot me.
Look, I'm sorry, but I'm taking the van.
That's for not listening to me back there.
Ow.
You want to stop time from breaking down? You need my help. And thanks, by the way, for the +1 in the back seat. Starting to feel like goddamn babysitter.
Babysitter? You kidding me? I got good intel off that computer. Bitch.
My ride, my music.
Oh yeah, I muted the copyrighted music, so I didn't.
You people.
So obviously, there's no. We are not hearing what music Beth is playing. Sorry. Oh, I thought that was Act 3. Shit.
What led you to the swimming hall?
Oh, Will said there was something important in his briefcase. All I found was a key with Bradbury Swimming Hall on the chain. Only lead we had. I guess this is it.
This building's been shut down for years.
Perfect place to hide something you don't want found.
I think it's time you tell me what you know.
I know your brother built the one thing that can stop the fracture. I know we're meant to find it, and I know Monarch doesn't want us to.
And yet you're wearing their uniform.
I like the way their pants fit.
Yeah? I bet you like the paycheck, too.
Had to create a cover to gather information. You've known about this for a few hours. I've been preparing for it for most of my life.
You weren't aware that William owned the place?
There's a lot I didn't know about Will.
We need to find your brother's countermeasure. And fast. Things will get worse as the fracture progresses. And Monarch will be turning Riverport over looking for you.
Okay. This is weird. Huh.
Jack.
I could swear this is the same cab I was in when I came to the university.
It's a taxi. They all look the same, don't they? I'll check the license plate on my phone and see if anything comes up, but, I mean, it's a long shot.
Will's key. Maybe it unlocks this. Key doesn't fit.
Now I'm gonna try to get. There's a lot of dialogue in this part, like between these two, that you can miss.
I just checked the news reports, and Monarch is being heralded as a hero. No, I'm not okay. Because if I had just refused to make that confession...
Then you'd be dead. Somebody else would have done it.
Doesn't make it easier.
Any ideas how to get inside?
The whole building's falling apart. There's gotta be an opening somewhere. Hurry up, Jack. We need to get inside. Can you find a way in? We shouldn't stay out here.
There's no way in over here.
Who could that be drawing all this?
Hey! Think I found a way in.
Oops. At least he didn't die from the fall, I guess.
Whoa. Hey, I just looked up the license plate of the cab parked over there. It belongs to somebody named Nick Marsters.
Nick Marsters? That's the name of one of the witnesses we picked up from the university.
Yeah, I recognized his picture. I saw him there. But how did his cab get here? Do you think Monarch took it?
It's not possible. I've been monitoring Monarch activities this whole time. I honestly don't know.
Ooh, spooky.
Yes, Amy? What is it?
There were others taken from the university. Friends of mine. What happened to them?
Should be released by now. Monarch convinced them the same thing they convinced everybody else. That what Monarch did at the university was necessary to protect them from...
From Jack.
Yeah. Guessing your little video on the news helped with that. No offense.
Jesus. They have no idea what happened.
There we go.
Why me?
What?
I mean, they could have picked anybody. To lie for them? To make that confession? Why me?
Maybe Serene thought you looked like somebody people could trust. Maybe you're the right face for TV. Or maybe you just wanted to see you break.
So when you come in that way and then you get the little chronon thing, you just hop over here, and so you're not missing a whole lot. Uh-oh, more stutters.
Damn it. These stutters aren't going away. Will had used the building to hide away his personal items.
So many info dumps coming.
Okay, May 17th, 1998. This is William Joyce, and I'm about to conduct the first animal test of the machine prototype using my trusty pet mouse, Schrodinger, in order... Where? He's gone. Where'd he go? Shit.
Come on,
Troy.
Will.
Come
What
to
do they want
Willie.
you to find here?
Come on, come on, come on. You're okay. You're all right. You're all right. Okay, finally, we're sending Schrodinger into the machine clockwise through the corridor, which will send him 5 minutes into the future, meaning he will reemerge exactly 5 minutes after he enters the machine. It has now been 3 minutes. No sign of Schrodinger. This is a very good sign. 2 minutes to go. Okay, so yeah, turns out he just kind of sat inside the corridor for 5 minutes, took a shit on the tubing. This reveals a very clear flaw in my test. My mouse is an idiot. Okay, the machine is warming up again. Should be able to activate test number 2 in around about 5 minutes and 15 seconds. It's now clear the only quantifiable test will be travel to the past. The machine is now calibrated to send Schrodinger 5 minutes into the past, which means that he will now be traveling counterclockwise through the corridor, and when he comes out the other... Holy shit. Holy shit, it worked. This is clear proof that it's... What I'm now looking at is a future version of the same mouse that has successfully traveled 5 minutes into the past. Schrodinger, meet future you. Ow, that fucker bit me.
$12,000 moving bill. He must have hauled a lot more to this place than just some old boxes.
You know, I'm just now thinking about it. I'm assuming that Bradbury swimming pool is a little nod to Ray Bradbury.
You owned this place since 1999? Why didn't you tell me, Will?
Yeah, I'm not gonna read all that. It got summarized real quick by Jack right there, so.
No wonder you are always coming up with crazy shit.
Hell yeah. Smoke weed every day.
Hello, Riverport. Teresa Sedmak here, filling in for Bobby Radford, about to brighten your day with some good news. The victims wounded during the terrorist attack on Riverport University are being treated in the Monarch Solutions Medical Center in downtown Riverport, and the hospital has released a statement saying they are all now stable and out of critical condition. I'm sure they are thankful for all your good thoughts and prayers. As for those who didn't survive the attack, we still don't have a final death toll, but we do know that most of the dead are security personnel from Monarch Solutions, whose quick actions saved countless civilian lives at the cost of their own. While Jack Joyce, the terrorist responsible for the carnage, is still at large, authorities are saying that he is believed to not have left Riverport, and thanks to a number of solid leads, his capture is imminent.
Okay, I think I have enough for the next activation. Nice, okay. Upgrade points available to, yeah, let's do Time Pulse.
Hey, there we go.
I was just gonna leave you two out
Working
here.
on it.
Seem to be getting along pretty well. Amy?
All right, let's take a look around. Down here.
Nice work.
This note. It's directed at me.
July 4th, 2010. Beth Wilder, I'm addressing this video to you. You told me to stay away from my workshop, but I couldn't just leave it there. I went back to get it, and the entire place is a disaster zone. The countermeasure, gone. Taken. Shit.
What the...
Safe, empty. I just need to know you have it, because if it falls into the wrong hands, its power is immeasurable. Our future, our entire lives depend on it. This can't all be for nothing. You know where to find me. Please, hurry.
2010. Holy shit.
What was that?
He recorded that for me in 2010? What the fuck? He said the countermeasure's gone? It's not good. We need to figure this out. Let's keep looking.
I feel like that should have been something that had subtitles. I don't know why it didn't have subtitles.
Help me push this out of the way.
Damn, I probably should have ended the stream at the beginning of this
Jack,
chapter.
Your brother addressed that video to me, but I've never met him before in my life.
Well, it sounded like he thought you had his countermeasure.
I wish. But he said it was stolen on July 4th, 2010. Somebody took it. But I'm hoping this place will help us figure out who.
Unfortunately, it's getting very sunny right now, and I want to go for a walk. But now I still have all of this act to get through, and then I have the whole TV episode to sit through as well.
Is that?
Yeah, I think so. Second time machine. This changes everything. If we can get this thing working, then we don't need that countermeasure. We can change everything. What if we stop the fracture from ever happening in the first place? We can go back to yesterday, undo everything in the past before it happens. Nobody dies. Paul doesn't go through the machine. Monarch never exists. I mean, the fracture never occurs.
Jack, wait. Let's think this through. That's not how it...
I can go into the machine like Paul did at the university. I helped them set it up. Then we activate the core, put the corridor in place, and set the date. I can do it, Beth.
I'm not so sure we can do this without the countermeasure. But you're right. We'll need the machine.
Right. Let's start with the core.
Explanation? Anybody?
I saw some kind of visions of this machine in his workshop. He must have hid it here.
Feel free to fill me in. Anytime now.
Big
Okay,
circle makes you go backwards in time.
Okay. Gotta figure out where to start. Where are the core controls? Will received a massive research grant in 1997. He'd successfully built the time machine by 1999. But the results scared him. He never told a soul.
Joyce and Meyer became household names earlier this year when their paper on the proposed existence of a chronon field became one of the most hotly debated theories in quantum physics communities since the Higgs boson. William Joyce, born and raised in Riverport, wasn't satisfied with simply being a part of the discussion and decided to actively search for proof. His proposed research project led him to obtain funding the highly prestigious Harold Steinberg Fund, estimated value of $150,000. Dr. William Joyce is officially the youngest recipient of the Harold Steinberg Research Grant to date. With the specifics of his research proposal, while the specifics remain confidential, it is likely that William Joyce aims to demonstrate clear proof of the so-called Meyer-Joyce field, as well as potential applications for the manipulation of this field. A research timeline has been established with the milestones that point to early 1999 as a period when this research will be ready for public unveiling.
Hey, Amy.
What is this?
I don't think you'd believe me.
In the past 2 hours, I've learned that Monarch is a secret paramilitary.
It's a time machine.
Okay. I'll compartmentalize that with everything else that shouldn't make sense.
We should help Jack find the core controls.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody check out this map? It looks like he...
It says the time machine core needs to be reset.
Great. What the hell's it look like?
A round thing in the middle. Think.
Hey, Jack.
I can't activate the core till it's reset.
Find anything back there?
No, nothing I can make sense of.
None of these consoles even look like they're from the 21st century. Guy sure as hell knew how to make his life more complicated.
Civilian's Guide to Time Travel by William Joyce. Rough Ideas, February 28th, 99. Cliche working title. Opening statements. Open with a zinger. Schrodinger's cat joke. No. Find appropriate accompanying cat photo. No. No cat photo. No science explained here. Marketing bullshit. Time machine equals works. Implications equals limitless. Give me your money spiel. Build up existence of time machine. Content here depends on findings from first human tests later tonight. Findings. Facts dumbed down for the mouth breathers who will inevitably want to invest. Purpose of guide: to explain to mouth breathers how the machine works and why. Note, proofread, and delete all mouth breather references. Time machine overview: how research started, including gratuities for research grants, sucking ass community and investors. Note, also thank Jack for his patience. Now that this is over, I promise to be there for him. Note, too personal. Basic overview of time machine. Parts. Chronon particles. Note, nobody will give a shit about this or understand. Skip it. How time travel works. Simplest terms. Subject activates time machine. Step 1, core. Step 2, the corridor. Subject sets the desired time travel date. Subject enters the corridor. Compare corridor to donut in shape to explain. Note, add joke: you don't want to eat this donut or your body will suffer terminal chronon saturation leading to your slow but inevitable death. Note, cut joke: disturbing. Subject walks around the corridor. Walking clockwise around the corridor, travel to the future. Walking counterclockwise around the corridor, travel to the past. Clock-like design. Subject arrives at new time in future or past. Space-time continuum. Travel across space. Time travel is not a portal. Spatial destination will not always be the same as entry point. Time travel is tied to a rotating black hole core. Note, explain the core first. Note, fuck it. Just compare the core to a car engine. Note, look up info on car engines. Subject will arrive in future and past at the location where the time machine and core were located in that time. Cannot travel to a time when time machine and core are not active. Cannot travel to a time before core was first activated. Examples of how time travel works. In 1999, a time machine core is first activated. The time machine is located on an island. In 2000, the same time machine with the same core is moved to a circus tent. Teddy enters the time machine in 1999 and travels to 2000. He exits the time machine and is in a circus tent. No, use better examples. No circus tent. Teddy cannot travel to a time before 1999 because the core was inactive. Will bang my goddamn head against the wall every time somebody uses example of not being able to go back and kill Hitler to try to sound clever or funny. No, a dinosaur joke though? Explain you can't go back and see dinosaurs. It fucking sucks. Closed loop. In theory, all actions resulting from time travel already accounted for. Should not be able to change the past. Any attempt to change things was always part of the chain of events in the first place. Already happened. Explain Novikov's self-consistency principle till heads go pop. Metaphor to explain closed loop. Time is an egg. You can move the egg, but no matter where you move it, the same chicken will hatch. No, terrible example. Plus, you could just eat the fucking egg. An egg is sitting on the table. You leave the room, come back, and the egg is broken on the floor. You aren't sure how this happened, but it saddens you. The egg was important to you because insert reason that makes sense here later. You travel to the past to prevent the egg from breaking. When you arrive in the past, you rush over to the table, accidentally bump it. The egg falls and breaks. You caused the very thing you tried to prevent. Closed loops. Why the hell do my examples end up being about eggs? No, replace egg with something else. Thus, we have learned about the time egg. Was learning about the time egg in that note part of a closed loop? Makes you wonder. Why does Jack have to jog so slowly in these, like, story areas? I can't even move at normal speed. Do I have enough for another upgrade? Available 3. I need 6? No, I need 4. Okay, still 1 short. Parents killed in Riverport car crash article. December 22nd, 99. Holiday cheers in short supply in the Riverport community of Bradbury after a tragic car crash claimed the lives of a married couple, Anthony and Catherine Joyce. The accident took place within walking distance of the family's front door on Princeton Street in the early afternoon. Catherine Joyce, who was driving, lost control of their car after a collision with another vehicle and crashed into a utility pole. The other car left the scene of the accident. The Joyces were both well known in the Bradbury area as prominent members of the community. Last year, they were recognized by the mayor for their charity efforts, particularly the Riverport Multiple Sclerosis Walk they have organized every year since '93. The couple left behind 2 children: the promising young physicist Dr. William Joyce and Jack Joyce, still under age. A candlelight vigil will be held for Anthony and Catherine on Sunday to unite the grieving family, friends, and the community during this tragic time. Time machine schematics, which I definitely can interpret.
The corridor. It's key activated. Will's key. Need to find a way to reset the core first. The schematics for the countermeasure spanned 11 years, 1999 to 2010. In itself, that wasn't strange. But the guy built a working time machine in 2.
From William to Beth regarding where are you? Okay, to Beth. It's where are you? It's gone. The countermeasure is gone. What happened? Call me immediately. In July 5th, 2010. To Beth from William. Where are you? Have you taken it? It's not safe in the open. You don't understand the power of this device. I dialed the number you gave me in case of emergencies. You aren't answering. What is going on? To Beth, I'm freaking out. Still trying to call you. Fuck. Call me. Email me. Something. I can't sleep. Please call me. The number you gave me is now disconnected. Where are you? August. November. Hello? July 2011. It has been a year. I still haven't heard anything. You know where to find me. July 3rd, 2012. I've given up hope that you're still listening. I'm not sure why I'm writing this. Maybe to get some closure. You changed the course of my life when you entered it. I spent over a decade devoted to your cause. I sacrificed every relationship I had, pushed away everyone I love, all in the name of a lie. There's no threat coming. There's never was. I have to force myself to believe this. It's the only way to move on. It's the only way to pick up the pieces and start over. This is goodbye. October 4th, 2016. I've seen it. The cause of the fracture exists. It's here. Are you still out there? Beth, the time has arrived. It's here. Everything you warned me about is about to come to fruition. Please give me a sign that you're still out there. Put my mind at ease. Tell me you have the countermeasure. I'm losing my mind over here. I spent years trying to convince myself that you were wrong all this time and that I built a countermeasure for nothing. I tried to move on, pick up the pieces, but now I have seen the proof. Paul Serene brought me in to advise on an experiment at the university. They built it. They've built another time machine, almost an exact replica of my own design, but with key flaws in the calculations. Just like you said, if they activate this machine, then the fracture will occur. How is this possible? How have they followed my design so closely? Somebody's been watching me all this time, haven't they? Somebody is orchestrating this, all of it. I'm being followed. At first I thought it was paranoia, but it's true. A man has been watching my every move. I secretly took his photo, ran a search. His name is Liam Burke. He works for a security division of Monarch Solutions. I first noted it weeks ago, but this could have been going on for years. What does he want? What does he know? How is he connected to this? I need answers. I don't know who I can trust anymore. I don't know who else is involved, what they want, why. I need to hear from you. I need to know that I'm not alone in all of this. So if what you once told me is true, then the onset of the fracture may be inevitable, but I can't simply stand by and allow it to happen. Not until I know the countermeasure is safe. Okay, I missed one file somewhere.
Hey, it looks like I can reset the core from here.
Are you sure you know what you're doing there?
No clue. But I did help Paul set up the machine at the university.
Which then caused the fracture.
Look, Will knew the calculations were wrong. Hoping that means he knew what he was doing here. This is what Will was leading us to. We have to test it. The core. That's what we set up first.
This could actually be the key to finding the countermeasure.
We'll see. It's still resetting. The core is reset. We need to activate it from the control booth.
The controls are up here, according to the monitor.
Okay, I'm gonna do one quick sweep because it says I'm missing something. Whose parents killed in a car crash? Oh, no, now it says, okay, so I guess that with the computer for the resetting of the core was the last one. Okay, never mind.
You said Will built a countermeasure. What makes you so sure this isn't it? The time machine?
He said the countermeasure was stolen. But the machine is still here.
Yeah, genius.
This is gonna work. It has to.
You guys aren't actually planning to use this machine, are you? So, I guess you're not at all concerned that one guy jerry-rigged this entire thing together? Because I think I literally see duct tape. Okay, no, this is a great idea. Yeah, no way that this is gonna backfire.
You know, I think I used to have this computer. It was a compact, though. And the power button was horizontal, not vertical.
Here goes nothing.
What was that?
It's fine. It's fine. It worked. It actually worked. Okay, we activate the corridor next.
Okay, there's no way that thing should be exposed like that.
Yeah, the other one was shielded. She's got a point. I hope none of you mind not having babies ever.
Don't worry. We'll get this working.
Core. Wait, Monarch said what they stole from the university was some kind of core. It's...
The core for a time machine. We're not the only ones who have one.
Christ. What are they planning to do with it?
Serene's plans are focused on the future, not the past. But to succeed, he needs absolute control. A time machine is control.
Oh, there's
Well,
that word.
There's a line between control and playing God, and this crosses it by a long shot. This is insane.
There's a light blinking here. Might be what you're looking for.
Well, there's lots of themes about control in Remedy's work, isn't there?
not supposed to do that?
Will's key did that?
Yeah.
Key to a time machine, and he left it in the trunk of his goddamn car.
That's my brother in a nutshell.
That didn't sound good.
Fuck. Let's just hope it still works. That's a lot to take in, isn't it?
Well, I stopped trying to make sense of all this around the time that you started teleporting.
Yeah, still trying to figure that one out myself. I think we're ready.
Wait, we're actually gonna run this thing? Really? Are you sure that it's... This isn't exactly an easy bake oven. Maybe we should start by finding the instruction manual?
You honestly think that's gonna help?
Probably not, which is all the more reason to avoid this. I mean, have you ever seen the movie The Fly? I do not want to be the Jeff Goldblum of this story. This console says date input. I'm guessing this is it over here.
Okay, it's perfect.
The Fly is actually a very good movie, unless you are squeamish about body horror. Then I would say avoid it, but otherwise you should see The Fly.
No.
What?
God damn it. I don't know. We were so close. I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah, like hell you are. You saw what happened. Something's wrong with the machine.
We don't know that.
You're not trained for this. Anything you do is gonna make it worse.
We
You
can't.
know I'm right.
Stop trying.
You lost people. You're angry. I get it. But this is bigger than us. We can't fix the machine. But I might know somebody who can. Sophia Amaral.
The Monarch scientist. I saw her video near Ground Zero.
Serene's head of Cronin Research. She'll be at the Monarch Gala tonight, but security's airtight. She'll be nearly impossible to get to.
Unless I have an invite. Paul told me he expected me to meet him at that party.
Something tells me that was not a friendly invitation. Jack, no.
End of Act 2. Junction. As soon as it loads.
The future used to be so clear when I was reliving the past. Once I caught up to the moment I had left, that ended. All I've had to go on since then are the plan and the visions. I knew Jack would come to me. I'd seen that, but I didn't know why exactly, or how it would end.
There he is. You were right.
My visions of the future aren't always clear, but they don't lie.
Speaking of lies, Joyce is saying he's discovered his brother's time machine.
We've spent 17 years looking for it, and he finds it in less than a day?
Does sound unlikely.
Still, we know it's out there somewhere, and we don't know what his brother managed to tell him.
If he really has located the machine, why would he come here and tell you? Smart Money says he's trying to play you.
Maybe, but the machine is out there. It's in our interest to find out where. And if Jack knows, I have to talk to him.
Dr. Joyce could have provided the answer to that question.
William's attitude and knowledge made him a liability.
Is that angry young man going to cooperate any more than his brother did? You remember Jack as a close friend, but that clouds your judgment. Don't make this personal.
It's not.
But don't forget why we're here tonight. After what happened, our people need reassurance that we're in control. You're the man who can win them over. Let me handle Joyce, so you can concentrate on your speech.
I know what's at stake here, Martin.
See, even Paul is walking faster than Jack was.
Dr. Sophia Amaral had taken over our Chronon research department after Dr. Kim's accident. She was the only one who could treat the Chronon syndrome.
Mr. Joyce is waiting for us down below.
Sophia from Erica Cross. What happened to Dr. Harry Kim? Sophia, I may not be. I realize this may not be a welcome question, but I feel like I need to ask. I knew Henry Kim. Oh my god. Oh my god. I knew Henry Kim very well. I went to school with him, and he was actually my husband's best man for my first marriage. Unfortunately, when I moved down to Florida, we didn't manage to stay in touch. Let's just say that life took me in unexpected directions. It was a very welcome surprise to hear from him when he was recruiting new people, and I'm glad to say we hit it off again. We spoke on the phone a lot. He came over to meet my wife, and well, it was like old times. It could have been awkward, but it wasn't. Henry was like that. Oh my god, this game is so woke. There's a bisexual woman in the game. How we must purge a remedy of the wokeness. You can imagine my shock and disappointment when I heard about his death just a week before my own employment at Monarch began. We didn't get to work together the way I'd hoped. Now, Monarch has been very good to me, but his death has been eating at me. I know it's something people don't want to discuss, and I understand that there are confidentiality issues. However, having recently been cleared for some of the more sensitive Chronon research, I now know that the story of his death is a fabrication, and Henry has become something entirely different. I'm not blaming anybody, but for my own peace of mind or sense of closure, I suppose, I'm wondering if, given my new security clearance, you are in a position to explain how this came to pass. I should add that I brought this up with Martin Hatch the other day, and he made it clear in no uncertain terms that I should drop the matter. Given that I'm taking something of a chance talking to you about this, but I feel like I can't let this go. I'll understand if you aren't allowed to discuss it, but I'm more than a little scared and upset. I hope I can rely on your discretion either way. Well, apparently not, because Paul Serene is reading your email right now. Sophia B. Leakin. Erica, first of all, my condolences and apologies. I didn't realize you had a history with Henry, and frankly, I would not have promoted you into this position had I had known. If you would be more comfortable working on something else, I can make that happen, no questions asked. To be clear, I'm not talking about a demotion. I mean a comparable senior position in another department. You're correct in that it's a very sensitive topic, but given your current security clearance, I can tell you what I know. Unfortunately, I don't know much. For the past 6 months, I myself have been trying to work out what happened, but I haven't made much progress. I know Henry was working late in his lab, and there was some kind of Chronon particle surge. Of course, we know that exposure to large quantities of Chronon particles can result in physical changes. Paul Serene is an example of that. His first exposure resulted in his extraordinary abilities, and the second exposure caused his progressive condition. In Henry's case, that exposure transformed him into a Chronon-disrupted wave function subject, or a shifter. It is, of course, clear that Mr. Serene's and Henry's conditions are essentially the same thing, even if Mr. Serene's case hasn't progressed as far. However, it's not at all clear how Henry could have been exposed to such a powerful dose of Chronon particles, particularly as the lab area itself underwent none of the temporal changes we have come to associate with such an exceptional event. None of the containers on scene had remotely enough Chronon particle capacity for such a high dose, and furthermore, all of them were intact and accounted for. In short, we don't know where these particles could have possibly come from. I'm not surprised that Martin Hatch was unwilling to discuss this. He was the only other person present in the lab when the accident took place, but I don't know why he was there or what happened, and he claims to have no memory of the events. Despite this, Martin somehow managed to contain Henry in the artificial zero-state field set up in the lab. I'm unwilling to speculate as to how this could possibly have happened. Suffice to say that I have many questions about these events myself. Think about my offer, Erica. You're a first-rate scientist, and I would hate to lose you, but I would absolutely understand if you wanted to change departments. Please give my best to your wife. It was lovely to meet her the other week. Okay, so not only was there an event that saturated Dr. Kim with a heavy dose of chronon particles. Nothing in the lab was altered by it. Martin Hatch was there, was able to contain him, and the unspoken thing here is that he was not, quote, or I shouldn't say quote, but he was in italics, was not affected by the chronon himself. Now you should go back and think about the eye drops that we saw in the first episode of the TV show, where he used some eye drops, and then we saw the eye drop bottle, and it said that it had chronon particles in it. So how is Martin Hatch being affected by the chronon particles, and why was he not turned into a monster like Dr. Kim was, or has a condition like Serene does? We will find that out eventually. Oh wait, there's another thing over there.
The mansion was an extravagance, but it was useful for events like the gala, and it deflected attention from our nearby R&D facility.
Okay, hang on. My cat needs attention. Actually, hey, give me a few minutes. If I let me do this junction real quick, and then I have 20 minutes to feed you.
What are these doing here? We should be set up by now.
It's all on schedule. You're micromanaging again.
Can I just drive off in the car and forget about all this?
Twitch. And here you are.
I had to see the lifestyles of the sick and traitorous up close and personal.
Oh, very clever.
It was such a nice invitation.
How do you want to deal with this, Paul?
I want to get in the car.
Paul.
Just thinking about a road trip I took a long time ago. In a car far less comfortable than this.
Let's focus on the issue at hand. Paul, what should we do about Joyce?
And see, like I mentioned at the first junction, this is like the choices are like, yes, do the thing that Paul would actually do, and then do a thing that doesn't really make sense, but you could just see how see what they came up with.
I could still try to reach
an
Jack
alternate
and make
path,
him see reason, or I could let Hatch deal with them, so nothing would distract me from leading Monarch.
This one, I guess, is marginally less stupid as an idea.
Up into the past. Try to change things.
Answer me this question, Paul.
I once trusted Jack more than anybody. It was my only chance to make him understand the truth.
The fuck do you mean nobody got a look at the shooter?
But without me there to give the speech, my empire would start to crumble like a house of cards.
Well, that's obviously the correct choice then. Duh. Come on.
I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as you die one way, Mr. Joyce, with miscalculation can often come catastrophe. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce.
But my old friend would be a lost cause. Dead and buried, along with the rest of my past.
Tonight is a celebration in the face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared.
Monarch would grow stronger with my presence. the plan would go forward as intended.
Yeah, see, I mean, obviously we're gonna go with business, but I guess just they have this alternate path just to see how weird things can get otherwise, or how wild or something. I don't know.
We didn't come this far to get derailed now. You talk to him, find out what he knows, then get rid of him.
You're all heart, Moneybags.
I know you want to make this all about you and me, Jack. But that's far away in the past now. And I have a speech to prepare for. I've seen where this leads. I've been to the end of time, and I've escaped it, all the way to 1999, when it all started. I've tried to change things, but by trying, I only made them happen in the first place.
It's a closed loop, just like Will says in his little primer. Wow, not even half the people chose business? That's kind of funny. Okay, and now into episode 2. And while this is playing, I need to feed my cat.
Time is breaking down. Monarch has been preparing for it. There's this thing. It's called a lifeboat protocol, and it can save us, at least some of us.
You've been the face of Monarch for all these years, Martin. But let's get clear on something. This is still my ship.
You're not thinking clearly. You need your treatment.
You gonna go?
Me? Go to a party.
We can roll together if you want.
What do you want?
I want a statement.
Our group took things too far. Things got very violent. And that violence was because of Jack Joyce.
We just lost communication with Jack Joyce's transport. Find him.
Step away! Right now!
Liam, this isn't what it looks like. No. No! He's gone.
We need all points converged on Liam Burke. He's armed and dangerous.
The treatments, they're losing their effectiveness.
Fine.
No, I need to work on something new.
You should enjoy yourself tonight. You work too much as it is.
I've been running tests on the temporal anomalies. They're increasing in frequency and duration.
They'll dissipate, I've told you that.
You need to consider that maybe what you have seen is wrong.
It's not wrong. I need to prepare for my speech. Sophia, you shouldn't worry so much.
You haven't touched your drink.
I'm not really into drinking a lot, I guess. Oh. Rough day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
Like what?
I have things happen in my day. I do.
Uh-huh.
I had to deal with some internal affairs.
Internal affairs? Oh, you're just gonna leave me hanging?
Well, yeah, it's internal.
Charlie.
Okay.
Okay.
I helped catch a traitor today.
Traitor? Was that what all that commotion was about?
Yep. That was me.
Who was it?
I mean,
Who was it?
Who's the... Who was it?
Yeah.
I can't,
What?
I am not at liberty to discuss this.
Well, you just brought it up. It's like, well, Monarch drama.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to leave you hanging on that one. For real, this time.
Oh, I just thought maybe you'd want to share it with me. But whatever. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom, so I'll leave you hanging here. For real.
Okay.
Go mingle. Yeah. Drink a little.
Okay. All right.
After that.
Thanks for the gun.
Dr. Ramiro?
Martin, I need your help. He listens to you. Paul.
Is that so?
I think we're in trouble, and he doesn't see it. He refuses to.
I can't imagine why.
I know you and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but I know you care about Monarch. You care about what happens. And if we are reaching zero state, something has to be done.
And what is it we could do?
You know what we could do.
Truth is, Sophia, it's not really a matter of whether or not Paul will listen to me. It's that I won't listen to you. I find your approach to matters rather counterproductive. Filling Paul's head with your constant alarmism, distracting him with petty doomsday scenarios. I mean, if I'm being honest, I rue the day he gave you a modicum of function in this company. Because you said, I care about Monarch.
I really like this scene.
What is it that you're so threatened by, Martin?
Do I look threatened to you?
What's going on?
It's nothing. We were just having a little chat. You should prepare for your speech. Enjoy the evening, Doctor.
Lance Reddick can be a mean-looking motherfucker if when he wants to. Wanted to. Rest in peace, brother.
Hey, you're Crocker, right? Hey, Crocker! Crocker! I really need to take a shit. Fuck, come on, Crocker. Crocker! Come on, Crocker!
Oh my god.
Over there.
Where?
The woman with the necklace. My money is on that.
It's a pretty good choice,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Gosling down there talking with George Clooney. Wearing his nice cufflinks, chatting about stocks.
Richard, where the hell have you been?
Didn't have my invitation.
Oh my god, you're always losing things.
I'm not losing anything.
Drama.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's going for it. Bam! Told ya.
Oh. Why am I losing
You owe me
so
a sword.
bad?
I don't think I can drink
Drink.
anymore. I don't think I
No,
can.
rules are rules.
Rules are rules.
Rules are fucking rules. You owe me another sword.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. I'm doing it. I actually hate olives.
You can do it, my man. You
Thanks
can
for
do
the
it.
encouragement.
Nicely done. Thank you.
I just wish I wasn't losing so bad.
Do you want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, lady.
Taking the sword.
I'm taking mine too.
Crocker. Hey, buddy. Crocker!
Burke!
Crocker! Hey, buddy. Hey.
Burke,
Listen.
if I have to come in there, you're gonna fucking regret it. Listen, this is just a big misfucking understanding. I'm gonna be out tomorrow. I will put in a good word for you. I will help you climb this ladder. All I'm asking is please let me take a fucking shit. Go to the back wall. Fuck, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Thank you. Shut up. Back up slowly. Yeah.
So you don't mind that we left, do you?
I mean, I wasn't really excited about going in the first place.
Okay, why'd you go?
I think because somebody twisted my arm.
What the fuck is that?
Kind of looks like a dinosaur wearing a helmet.
Yeah, see, that's the billboard that we found back in Will's lab.
Hey, where are we? Are we even allowed to
This
be out
scene
here?
won't happen if you don't find that.
Okay. All right.
So what would you have been doing tonight if we didn't go?
What, if I hadn't gone to the party with you?
Yeah.
Well, I would have canceled all my other really important plans.
Ah.
And I would have gone back to work.
I think maybe you work a little too much.
Yes. But
Quick answer.
well, no, I mean, it doesn't feel like work. You know, I like being wired in.
Yeah.
Makes me feel connected. You work all the time. In fact, you're there most of the time I'm there. So, do you think you work too much?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, no. I guess, yeah. I love work.
Hold it right there!
Shit!
You little fuck! Hey, what? All you had to do was let me in that perimeter lab.
You turned on Monarch. What was I supposed to do?
You have no idea what's going on, do you? I need to get in that lab. There's something in there that I need.
The lifeboat protocol. You work with Beth Wilder. I've seen you before.
You know her?
Which is the reason I'm here.
Oh, you got played, dog.
Is that gun still necessary?
Yeah. Come on, hurry up.
You're a very kind person.
It's right up here.
Oh, right. I got it, guys. I got it. I guess you guys can't do this. It's a special talent I have. Glad it's so celebrated. You're welcome.
Is this it?
Dr. Kim is not looking too good.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Chronon disrupted life form. Extremely hostile. Only ever heard of him.
Life form.
It's Dr. Kim.
Do you know who I am? Martin Hatch, Paul's other half.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
I see the Monarch's well-being. Oftentimes, the matters Paul may find, well, arbitrary.
So you're his assistant?
A little more complex than that.
It doesn't sound like it.
Now, I consider and offer you my condolences for your brother, and, well, you can tell me to fuck off. I could tell you Paul doesn't want you to suffer the same fate, and you could tell me to fuck off. Or, I could point out that there's a difference between Paul and myself. You see, Paul, well, he still has such hope for the world, whereas I lean towards a more realistic approach. Trouble is, I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as you and I are well aware, Mr. Joyce, with miscalculation can often come catastrophe. Paul's a very dangerous man, practically a zealot, and things will only get worse if he continues unchecked. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce. maybe you and I can find some common ground.
They were so lucky they got Lance in this game. This is like far and away the best actor in this game.
Who was he?
He was my mentor. From college and then here to Monarch. I was in a bad place and he kind of turned me around.
Got it. Sort of. I mean, it's a ghost file. It's remnant of mass deletion. Somebody was here. We got, Cronin Field Regulator.
Wait, hold on. Holy shit, this is Dr. Amaril's report.
What is it?
The stutters, they're increasing in frequency.
What's a stutter?
The more frequent the stutters, the more indicative of a fracture.
Okay, and what's a fracture?
Of time.
Charlie has
Zero state,
no
it
idea
stops,
what's going
And
on.
it doesn't start back up.
And the LiPo protocol could save us.
I have no idea. But the Chronon Field Regulator, it is the core of Monarch's time tech. Everything is based upon it. And it has something to do with the lifeboat.
We have to go.
Wait.
No. This way. Sure. No, don't. You'll end up like her.
Fiona!
The lab is stutter-proof. Stay here.
Stutter, where are you going?
There are Chronon harnesses up here. We need them.
Why does he have like a needle or something in his pocket? What's going on there?
Holy shit! Put one of those on. Charlie! Fuck it!
To be fair to Charlie, you know, they've been kind of fucking him over.
Let's go!
I probably wouldn't be too keen to help him if I could just run either. Okay, and with that, the end of episode 2. Since every time I say I'll be back tomorrow, it hasn't happened. Just I hope to be back tomorrow, but please stay tuned, turn on those notifications, and we will continue on with episode 3. Jack has entered the island for the gala. Things aren't going well for Fiona and Liam and Charlie is being a douche. Martin Hatch is plotting plans. Things aren't going well. Well, for anyone at this point. So, with that, thank you all for watching, and we will return for more Quantum Break.